Man of Steel. Whipped in one of my favorite roadside attractions to get a little bit of info on today's vlog. In just about one more week or so, these guys right here are going to be extremely busy. Well, I don't know if they're going to be I think they get a whole few days off possibly. Because, like I said, in just a few more days, it's time to celebrate. They are going to be celebrating the Man of Steel in the city of Metropolis. Welcome, everybody. I didn't know how to open this video. I apologize. To another daily vlog. A vlog that happens, from Metropolis, Illinois. Just whipping in here really fast. Not to show anything in the museum, though I did run inside real fast. Tell to tell who runs the place. Keith and Morgan and everybody, that you guys really appreciated the t-shirts that they sent out to you guys, and they were really happy that you guys got them. And like he said, they just sent all mediums. So those of you that are not a medium but got a medium, give them to your friends. There might be more shirts coming. Which, look at that. Look, another. This is a perfect Instagram wall here in Metropolis, Illinois. But we're not here to see that neither. We're not here to see the pre-Superman celebration stuff. We're not here to see fantastic walls for Instagram. We're here to travel about 2 miles down this road to a pretty amazing place. Now, I did do a little bit of research, just a little bit, but I may have the dates and facts wrong. The age, the time period, and everything, I probably have wrong. That's just because my research skills, I don't retain them. I don't retain too much of what I research. Just say in the early 1900s. We'll start there. That way it's kind of a generic date. The early 1900s. There was a gentleman named Robert Stroud. Born in Seattle, Washington, I believe. I think that's it. He committed a heinous act. Committed murder. And I believe, the murder, I believe, was a storekeeper or a shopkeeper, whatever they called him back in the day, and it was all due to something to do with a prostitute. He refused to pay a prostitute or something, I don't know. But in the hustle and bustle of arguing about the payment, murder was committed. Ended up turning himself in and spending quite a few years in an island prison up in Alaska. My facts are probably wrong. But after that little stint that started his prison career, it just got worse for him, because unlike the movies that depict him, he wasn't a mild-mannered person. He was high-strung, an angry individual, I guess. And proceeded to kill again. Not mass murder style killing, just having disagreements and killing people, whether it's a prison guard, another inmate, whatever. It just kept occurring, and time just kept getting added to his sentences, and he would have to stay in prison longer and longer and longer. Where Main Street Metropolis is not as busy as these backside streets. Anyway, he finally wound up in Leavenworth, in Kansas. Kind of talk about after I peek my camera up over this fence. Look what these people have in their backyard. Oh, I just seen a giant duck. Is that in a swimming pool? I think so. Just a rubber duck. Still, it was gold. It looked pretty cool. Anyway, he wound up in Leavenworth for like 40-something years. I would give you the exact time, but like I said, I'm not good with the facts. But in that 40-year period, he committed a few more murders in Leavenworth. And one of the murders was of an inmate, I believe, and there was like over 1,100 witnesses. So he got sentenced to death by the rope. And then got put into solitary confinement. Not a very good life for this gentleman. Now, while he was in solitary confinement, what I can gather is that, well, he found an injured bird and he nursed it back to health. Now, granted, this is all in Leavenworth. He found an injured bird, nursed it back to health, and kind of rehabilitated himself in his mind anyway, I guess, and started doing that with a lot of birds. Just started collecting birds and birds and birds, and he would sell them to other inmates and stuff like that to get supplies and for living in the prison in solitary confinement, and also generating revenue to send home to his mom, I believe. Could be wife. I could be wrong about both. But he started doing that, and then he started going to the library that the prison system had and checking out all the bird books that he could find within the library. Became an aficionado of birds. So much so that he ended up writing 2 books of his own. I forget the names of the books. You can check out, Google his name. You'll find the books. And this is where he actually got his name. The Birdman of Alcatraz. It was in Leavenworth. It wasn't in Alcatraz. It was actually in Kansas, where he picked up the name, the Birdman of Alcatraz. Now, he collected so many birds, and he got so much mail from people all over the world, scientists, doctors, fans, and yes, I guess inmates can have fans also. And that they had to give him a separate cell just for the birds. So he was in solitary confinement. The cell next to him must have been solitary confinement too, I'm picturing. And then that other cell is just filled with birds and books and letters. He got his own secretary to open the mail and stuff like that for him. He was a busy person in solitary confinement. Very odd. Well, the prison system wanted to get rid of him. The birds were just becoming way too much. So they wanted to transfer him out to, they were trying to find another prison to send him to. Well, there was a female, I forget her name, like I said, Google it. Your retention's probably much better than mine. She ended up marrying him. She married Robert, just because the state of Kansas at the time, they couldn't do a transfer if you were married. So if he got married, he would end up staying in Kansas. Well, years passed and litigations and everything like that. Finally, dogs decide to come check me out on my Segway. They're just curious. Finally, the prison system they figured it out. They shipped him off to Alcatraz out in California in the San Francisco Bay, where he actually was known as the Birdman of Alcatraz. But funny fact, while in Alcatraz, he was not allowed to have any birds. So go figure. He's the Birdman of Alcatraz, but he got the name in Kansas. Anyway, he ended up spending like 50-something years within the prison system. 44 of the years, or 42 of the years, I believe, was spent in solitary confinement. At the age of 60 or 70, he finally got released, and I believe he died at the age of 70. Which brings us to Metropolis, Illinois. And the Metropolis, Illinois Cemetery. The final resting place of the Birdman of Alcatraz. Pretty peaceful sight as the sun is starting to set. And Google navigation brought me to the cemetery, but they don't tell me where I'm supposed to be looking. I'm thinking, look for a monument headstone like that probably is in the shape of a bird, but that would be too obvious. Look at that headstone. That one there, I thought to myself, might be it because, you stay Segway. That one I thought might be it because it's the largest headstone in this place. A family known as Kimball, but would you look at the size of that thing? That's like Spaceship Earth. And look at that. That is beautiful. That is amazing. Actually wrong. It does show the grave site, and that blue dot is where I am, so I just got to wiggle my way through this cemetery, and we might be able to find the Birdman of Alcatraz's final resting place. Sometimes it's really hard to follow the GPS. You look for your little blue dot, but it's really hard sometimes to find somebody that's been laid to rest in a cemetery when there's so many people here. You know, there's granite stones everywhere, but it looks like I'm getting close. Very difficult, but I think I've got it. I think these birds might prove to be a clue. Robert F. Stroud, the Birdman of Alcatraz. And it looks like Elizabeth Stroud, which sounds familiar. That might be the lady that married him while he was in Kansas at Leavenworth. Ended up being his wife. She was born in 1860, died in 1938. Robert was born in 1890 and died in 1963. This is where his final resting place is. Look at the birds and stuff around here that people place. We got a chicken, bluebird, hummingbird, all sorts of little things. Well, I finally made the pilgrimage. I finally made it here. Got off the mean streets of Metropolis, Main Street area, away from Superman, away from the Hollywood Museum, away from Harrah's Casino, and found something else in this town that is pretty amazing. Hope you liked it, and I'm sorry about my research skills. They're not the best, and I don't write everything down on paper because I'm out and about. This is what you get when you watch my vlogs. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Being here in the cemetery, I get a little bit choked up. But thanks for tuning in and checking this channel out. If you're new to the channel, please think about possibly subscribing for more crappy videos like this. And if you're already a subscriber, thanks so much. Click that little like button. I don't know which direction it is. It's down here somewhere. Click that like button. It makes all the difference in the world. Makes me feel better about myself. And until the next one, guys, I love you all. Peace out, everybody.